Have you ever wondered how many women move through life unaware of just how utterly captivating they truly are? And no, this isn't just about their physical features. What I'm referring to is something far deeper, far more magnetic. It's an essence subtle but undeniable. A way of moving, of observing, of expressing that without intention can leave a man completely disoriented. Even when you don't feel it yourself, it's there. And the most fascinating part, you often don't see it. You dismiss it. You think that not fitting into some standardized image of beauty disqualifies you from being alluring. But what truly ensnares us isn't tied to a waistline or a makeup routine. It's the silent assurance in how you carry yourself, the raw authenticity that no one can mimic. It's the vibration you radiate the moment you step into a space without a word, without a glance. Today, I want to reveal the signs. The signs that you are far more attractive than you believe. That we men, even though we may try to conceal it, absolutely notice, deeply. Some of these are so subtle, so everyday, that you may have never realized how deeply they cut into our awareness. But we do. We see them. We feel them. Stay with me through to the end, because the ninth sign, the one most often dismissed, is perhaps the most intoxicating of all. And I guarantee, after this, you'll start seeing yourself from a vantage point that feels brand new. Sign 1. Men get nervous around you. It's one of the truest, yet most misinterpreted signals. When a man becomes awkward, avoids your eyes, or seems strangely uncomfortable, you may take it as a lack of interest. But more often than not, the reverse is true. He's captivated, more than he can manage. Watch him closely. When a man is drawn to a woman who overwhelms his senses, his body betrays him. He fidgets, touching his neck, adjusting his shirt, folding and unfolding his arms. His speech pattern shifts, quicker or slower, as he wrestles with the fear of saying the wrong thing. And sometimes he goes completely quiet, not because he lacks confidence, but because your presence has knocked him off center. Some women don't just attract, they command. Their presence unmoors even the most composed man. Your beauty, your poise, your energy can create a wave of uncertainty in someone usually grounded. That tension, it's a message. If you notice a man who is usually composed suddenly shifting, his posture tighter, his focus sharper, believe me, it's not coincidence. You've created impact. And please, don't shrink yourself to ease that discomfort. No, own it. Lean into it. Because when a man's calm crumbles in your presence, it's not small talk he's after. It's reverence. Sign 2. People glance at you, again and again, without a word. It may sound simple, but it's one of the rawest, unfiltered indicators. When a woman is truly magnetic, she doesn't need to command attention. The air around her shifts. You could be walking into a cafe, waiting in line, lost in thought. And yet, people look, not just once. They look twice. That second glance, that's everything. Because the first one was instinct. The second, that was intentional. That was their subconscious saying, wait, what was that? That's what lingers. That's what stops us mid-thought. That second glance is not about your clothes or how put together you appear. It's about a presence, a calm intensity, a quiet confidence. It could be the way you move, the rhythm of your steps, your posture, or the stillness in your eyes. It's not forced. It just is. That kind of attraction doesn't announce itself. It hums. It resonates. And while you might be busy, distracted, walking past without noticing, some of us are catching our breath behind you. That double take we give, it's us trying to make sense of something we didn't expect to feel. Sometimes we say nothing. Sometimes we don't need to. That second glance already says everything. Sign 3. You constantly receive compliments even when you don't feel your best. This is one of the most ironic truths about attraction and one of the clearest. On days when you feel off, you still hear it. You look amazing. Or worse, I don't know what it is, but you have something. That's not luck. That's not charity. That's reality echoing back to you what you can't yet see in yourself. This happens to women who aren't trying. Women who aren't polished to perfection, but somehow awaken something primal, something magnetic in others. Maybe your hair isn't how you like it. Maybe your outfit feels dull. Maybe you don't feel seen at all. And yet the world responds to you. Why? Because your magnetism has nothing to do with your reflection. It's in your voice, in how you laugh, in how you hold yourself unaware of the ripple you create. As men, we notice, we feel it, and we know she has no idea what she does to us. That contrast between your self-doubt and our fascination makes you even more radiant. Because you're not performing. You're not playing a role. You're just there. And that in its purest form is rare and irresistible. So next time you hear it, don't deflect. Don't question it. Just receive it. Because they're not seeing something superficial. They're seeing you. Sign 4. Men find excuses to talk to you. Tiny, insignificant excuses. This one is everywhere, and yet so often missed. When a man is drawn to you but too overwhelmed to approach directly, he improvises. He fabricates reasons to linger in your orbit. Hey, can you help me with this? What do you think of that quick question? On the surface, harmless. But underneath, it's tactical. When we're drawn to a woman who intimidates us just by existing, we don't always come with compliments. We come with errands, trivial reasons, because we want access, not exposure. We hover, we circle, we show up not with grand gestures, but with repeated quiet moments. A call, a question, a reason to stay close. But what we're really doing is searching for courage. And here's the key. It's not what they ask. It's how often, how their voice shifts, the way they linger. It's not the question. It's the tension beneath it. So next time someone asks for help with something that clearly doesn't require help, and they do it with that smile, that glance, you'll know. The question wasn't the point. You were. Sign 5. Women criticize you, and you don't know why. This one stings, but it's real. When a woman holds power in her presence, in her energy, in the unspoken way she moves through the world, not everyone will respond with kindness. You're not doing anything. You're not asking for attention. And yet you feel the eyes. You hear the tone, the comments. Who does she think she is? She's too much, too confident, too polished, too something. But understand this, those words aren't about you. They're about the mirror you unintentionally hold up to others. Your confidence, even quiet, even humble, becomes a contrast. And contrast creates discomfort in the insecure. You might have been called arrogant before you even spoke. You might have noticed strange looks, side glances, or competitive energy in spaces where you weren't even trying to compete. That's not about who you are, it's about what they feel when you enter. Not everyone will react this way. Many women will love you, be inspired by you, want to be close to you. But those who feel threatened may try to dim you. And the irony is that reaction confirms your light. So if someone's words sting, if you feel singled out for no reason, don't internalize it. Recognize it. Their discomfort is not your flaw, it's your radiance. Sign 6. People smile at you, strangers for no reason. You're walking, lost in thought. Grocery store, sidewalk, train station, and someone smiles. They don't say anything. Don't approach, just smile. Sometimes bashful, sometimes bold, but unmistakably there. And what's wild is you weren't doing anything. You were just existing. And that's exactly why it happens. When a woman is truly attractive, not in the curated, posed, filtered way, but in the real, visceral, felt way, that energy becomes visible, felt, and the body reacts, even when the mind can't explain why. That smile, it's a reflex. It's the unconscious saying, there's something about her. You didn't say a word. You didn't need to. Something in your walk, your gaze, your aura reached them before language did. That kind of reaction is pure. It can't be forced, and we notice it even if you don't. So next time a smile comes your way from someone you've never met, don't dismiss it. Don't question it. That smile is not about them. It's about you and what your presence quietly awakens. Sign 7: men in relationships look at you more than they should. This one may be uncomfortable, but it's real. When a woman carries powerful feminine energy, it doesn't respect boundaries. It doesn't ask permission. It simply radiates. And even men who are spoken for feel it. You felt it. At gatherings, at cafes in passing. A look held too long. A glance quickly masked. A shift in posture when you enter the room. It's not because you're seeking attention. And it's certainly not because you're doing something wrong. Attraction, especially the deep kind, doesn't always make sense. And it doesn't care about relationship status. You didn't provoke it. It's not personal. It's energetic. And though it may feel awkward or confusing, don't take on the guilt. Don't carry the weight of his reaction. Instead, recognize what it means your presence is strong. And not even the emotional walls of commitment can block what you evoke. Again, you're not the cause of infidelity. You're the mirror. And not everyone is ready to see themselves in it. Sign 8. You receive unexpected attention on social media even when you share the simplest things. Beast. You post something casual. Nothing posed. No filters. No cleavage. No effort to impress. And still, the messages come in. The likes multiply. The energy finds you. And you wonder why this one you weren't even trying. That's exactly the point. When a woman is truly attractive, she doesn't need to overextend. She doesn't need to scream for attention. Her essence seeps through, even through a screen. Your authenticity, your eyes, your unfiltered moments. They carry something rare. Something that can't be copied. And yes, men feel it, deeply. Some even feel intimidated by it, because they don't know what to do with that much feminine energy when it's not begging for validation, but simply being. The wild part you don't even notice. You think you need more angles, more polish, more perfection. But the truth, your power is already complete. It shows up in the raw moments, the quiet ones, the ones you post without a second thought. That's why it lands. That's why they watch. Your beauty isn't loud. It doesn't chase. It just exists. And even that is undeniable. Sign 9. You confuse men without meaning to. This is one of the most overlooked truths, and it leaves so many women asking the wrong questions. Why did he pull away? Why did he disappear after being so attentive? Why is he back like nothing happened? You start to think he's playing games, but often he's not. He's overwhelmed, and you're the cause. Because when a man is deeply attracted to a woman, especially one who feels out of reach, it shakes him. He questions himself. He hesitates. He retreats. Not out of disinterest, but out of fear. Fear of exposure. Fear of vulnerability. Fear of not being enough. So he backs away. Not because he doesn't care, but because he cares too much. He's trying to gather himself, trying to hide how deeply he feels. Some will disappear entirely. Others return pretending nothing happened, hoping you didn't notice the storm inside them. But all of them are saying the same thing without words. You affect me more than I can handle. So next time he ghosts you, then returns. Don't assume it's a game. Sometimes it's just his way of coping with the intensity you unknowingly bring. Sign 10. You don't realize your own power. This is perhaps the most profound truth. Many of the most stunning women in essence, not just in form, don't see it. They doubt themselves. They compare. They shrink. And yet they are the ones altering the atmosphere around them without knowing. Silently commanding attention. Silently shifting the room. Men notice. They see how you enter without seeking a spotlight, but still become the center of gravity. They hear how you speak without trying to impress, but leave them thinking about your words long after. Why? Because you're not trying. You're just being. And that is the source of your power. But when you don't see it, it dims, not because it disappears, but because you stop letting it flow. When you start to recognize it, not with arrogance, but with peace, everything shifts. Your walk, your voice, your eyes align. And that kind of alignment, it vibrates, it travels, it reaches people before you speak. So if you still doubt yourself, if some part of you whispers, "Maybe I'm not enough," hear this. Your power doesn't start when someone sees it. It starts the moment you do. Sign 11. Your absence is louder than your presence. There are women who command attention the moment they walk into a room. But there are others, and you are likely one of them, whose absence speaks even louder. When you leave, something in the room shifts. A warmth disappears. The natural flow you brought begins to slow. You might not notice it. You might even wonder if you were ever truly seen. But we feel it. We feel the drop in energy, the way conversations lose their spark. Something about you lingers like a scent in the air, a memory that stays behind even after you've gone. It's not about being loud. It's not about taking up space. It's about how you make people feel. And when that feeling is gone, the contrast is undeniable. We think of you. We remember the ease of your presence, the subtle joy you carried. You don't just walk in and leave. You remain in our thoughts and the shift you created in the atmosphere. So if someone says, "Hey, you left," don't take it lightly. That's not just a statement. That's a confession. That's someone saying, "You moved something in me." And no, that can't be faked. That's the weight of real presence. A presence that doesn't just exist. It imprints. Sign 12. Silence with you isn't awkward, it's magnetic. This one very few women notice, but men feel it deeply. You're together, and suddenly the words stop. No one is talking, but he doesn't reach for his phone. He doesn't shift nervously. He just stays. He's still there in it with you. That silence. It's not empty. It's charged. And he's not confused. He's captivated. He's thinking not about the next clever thing to say, but about why he feels so whole, so understood, just by being next to you. He might not know how to name it, but inside he's saying, "How does she do this to me?" This is not about small talk. This is about presence, a kind of presence that fills the space with meaning even without words. A woman like that doesn't just create chemistry. She creates sanctuary. She radiates calm depth mystery, and in that silence, she speaks volumes. So if he doesn't pull away, if he doesn't break the silence, it's because he's already hearing you. Not with his ears, but with his soul. Now a question. One only you can answer. How many of these signs have you seen in your own life? How many moments made you stop and wonder, why did they look at me like that? How did I receive that kind of attention without even trying? Why did I linger in their memory when I barely said a word? Because sometimes what you can't see in yourself, others are feeling intensely. And when you start to recognize those signs, you'll stop shrinking into someone else's definition of enough. If this video helped you see yourself with clearer eyes, not the eyes of judgment, but of reverence, then stay close. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Not because you need validation, but because here we speak about what's real, about energy, presence, about the kind of beauty that doesn't need approval because it is. That kind of magnetism cannot be taught, cannot be bought. It's already in you. So don't ask, am I attractive enough? Know this, you already are. You already carry something people remember long after you've walked away. And that's just the beginning.